One evening, a solitary man sat quietly, with dinner as his only companion. The sound of the doorbell broke the still moment. A package was placed on the man's doorstep. The man walked to the door and went back to finish his meal with the package in hand. On opening it, he found an invitation that read,
"Dear sir, you are invited to a feast at 12 noon on Friday. A chauffeur and guardian will arrive at your door to escort you to the venue on Great Street. Enclosed with this invitation is a tailor-made suit and accessories for you to wear to the feast."
For days, the invitation was a constant presence in his mind. On the day of the feast, the man stood prepared. His heart raced at the chime of the doorbell. A mysterious lady stood by the door. She started.
Before we proceed, I'd like to politely share two important things with you. First, you're allowed to ask me just one question. And second, I am not permitted to disclose any names other than my own during our time together. May I ask if you're willing to honor these conditions?
The man agreed, though he was a little disappointed. A chauffeur stepped out to invite them into a sleek black vehicle. The sound of the quiet engine filled the silence. The man pondered the mystery. The vehicle slowed as it approached a grand gate. They continued through sweeping views of opulent lawns, gardens, and stately homes. They came to a stop in front of a towering mansion. The man finally asked, "May I know why I have been invited to this feast?"
You have been invited because the host knows you intimately and speaks very highly of you.
Together, they ascended the grand steps. The door swung open, revealing an elderly man, waiting to receive them.
"Welcome to the feast."
The lady left, leaving the man in the care of the elderly stranger. The elder led the man into a magnificent hall. Waiters stood ready to serve. Confusion slowly crept into the man's demeanor, for he was the only guest. Then they started arriving, one by one. With glamour, with grace, with confidence, with elegance. The man stood in the grand hall, which was now vibrant with life. The elderly man reappeared among the guests and summoned them to attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to ensure you are treated to an exceptional evening. You will enjoy a magnificent musical performance in the Grand Music Hall, followed by a sumptuous feast at dinner. I kindly remind you to honor tradition by keeping your masquerade on while in the Grand Music Hall.
The music drew the guests into another hall. A masked lady approached the man, asking for a dance. Their dance was graceful. The sound of music enveloped them. The masked lady slipped a folded note into the man's hands before disappearing among the guests.
You have been honored by the host to deliver an after-dinner speech. The host's portrait is prominently displayed at the end of the dining hall.
The dining table stretched endlessly, laden with sumptuous delicacies. And then the man saw the portrait. It was a massive golden frame with a blank canvas. Who can the host be? The man stood up, unsure of what to say. What remarks would he make about the mysterious host?